All right, guys. Hey, it's Neil from the Pentatonic Way here. We got another backing track. I'm going to show you how I kind of approach jamming on using the Pentatonic Way, which is a method for aligning pentatonic scales with chords, and it's what I love to do. I love to explore different chord progressions and figure out how to jam to it, and I want to show you too. So today we have an aggressive metal backing track in C minor. I'll put the link to the jam track below so you can try it yourself. It's at 140 BPMs. So I'll definitely need more coffee for that. Yeah, the chords that we're jamming on, there's two sections. There's a verse and then a chorus. So the verse is C5. So I just play it there. And then B flat 5, right? And then E flat 5, and then back to C. So that delay might be throwing you off. It's throwing me off, but here we go. So, right? So it's in C minor. So if we kind of break that down a little, it's C minor, because we need to know the tonalities of the chords. Then B flat major, then E flat major, and then back to C minor. Now you can try different versions, like I tried to play along, like if I do C major, doesn't sound as good because the E flat major is the happy twin of C minor. So having them both together doesn't really work. I mean, it's music, anything works if you make it, you know, it's all what you feel works. But then the B major, that's definitely major. I tried minor, so if we do C minor, and then B minor, that doesn't sound good. So it's definitely B major. And then E flat, if I do E flat minor, that doesn't sound right either. So when you have a bunch of chords like this, C5, you know, which is just a power chord, and it doesn't really, you know, show you what the tonality is because there's no third, right, for minor or major. You can kind of just go through the chord progression and try different chords, and it will imply a chord, you know, just because of the root motion. Excuse me, how the roots of the chords move from one to another, right? So that's the verse. Not to get too long-winded about it. C minor, B flat major, C flat, E flat major, and back to C minor. All right, and then the chorus is going to be C minor, and then E flat major, nice lift there, and then F sharp minor, and then A flat major, which is kind of nice, right? Now, we'll see when we choose chords, scales to play, that both of these, like a lot of these share the same pentatonic scale. So C minor and E flat major both share that first C minor pentatonic shape, right? And then the F sharp minor and the A flat major, those both share the same shape too, so we use the fourth shape right here. So only two notes are changing. between those two shapes, right? But just that little subtle shift in those notes really brings out the sound of those chords when you're jamming, and can like lead to some really cool phrases and licks, right? Now, for that B flat 5, that B flat major chord, I was going from the first shape for the C, and then for the B flat major, I would go to the third shape, also starting on the 8th, because that implies B flat major, right? So that's just another subtle shift. So if I was doing C minor, and then to the E flat major, that would go back to the first shape, and then it goes back to the C minor. So for that first the first section, the verse, you do shape 1, shape 3, and then back to shape 1 for the E flat, and then shape 1 again for the C minor, right? So it's like, right? So you can hear when that B comes around, I really try to jam on that and really hit that note. It's also here too. So you can have some cool like licks there, and you can like mix them up, actually use both of them, but just by including that is kind of alluding, right, to the listener that that's part of that scale. That's the third of B flat, right? So it's a major chord. All right, cool. So the next one, C minor, E flat major, F sharp, F minor, and then A flat major, sorry. What you can do is take all of these pentatonics, right? So we've used the first shape here at C, used the fourth shape at C, all right, and you've used the third shape at C. Now, I don't know if you guys ever listen to the old Adam Sandler CD where he's the goat and he's talking about being on the roller coaster and he superimposed it. But if you superimpose all those three shapes on top of each other, you get really cool scale, right? C minor scale. So you can, see that we're just using the C minor scale, but for each chord, we're just calling out those pentatonic shapes. So they add up to the C major scale. So you can still jam on that, you can like rip all over it. And then when it's time to like land on a note that, and hold a note, you want to land on something from one of those pentatonic scales if you can line it up, like stick the landing, right? Like you're spinning around the parallel bars, and then when it comes time to land, you want to stick the landing. You don't want to hit a note that's not in the chord, because then it's going to be like, ugh. Those are the ones that get you. That's why a lot of times it's easier just to keep, like, never stop, never stop. That's why sometimes it's harder probably to, I feel, to play slow. It's a hot take. I don't know. I think it's widely recognized that playing slower, playing ballads and stuff is a lot harder than playing just ripping on a solo, you know? So let me jam on it for a sec, and then if anything cool happens, I will stop and try to go over it. Any like cool licks happen. All right. Cool. So I tried to throw in some of those that stuff, right? And I think I stuck the landing, but I could have stuck it better. I think I could have targeted one of those notes that changes in between, and that really would have been like, ooh, fancy, you know, like it would have stuck out. So yeah. Using motifs is a cool idea, like I was trying to do. You know, maybe start a couple licks the same way and go, you know, off the rails. So you start, you do a lick. Next one you start the same and then change it a little bit. Maybe if you can, start the third time the same, and then the fourth time just do whatever. You know, it's all up to you, but repeating ideas like that is going to make it sound more cohesive, right? Like you're not always just looking for new licks and running, you know, here and there and trying to find, you know, something new, something cool, you know, if you just, and it will be less stressful probably on you too. I know it is on me. If I can grab onto something and develop it for like 4 bars, I'm like, all right, cool. And then I have another 4 bars and another 4 bars. And maybe bring something back later, you know, in the end of your solo, bring something back that you did in the beginning, you know, an idea. So just a thought, all right? If you find this helpful, I'm glad, you know, this is the type of approach to soloing that changed my whole perspective on the neck and made me feel like I could actually improvise with whoever. They throw a chord progression at me, and I can adapt. It's not super easy at first. Just follow the shapes I said, you know, and then after a while you'll be able to move around the neck. If you want to learn in a more structured, you know, approach to doing this, check out the pentatonicway.com. I have a course that starts you here where we are, and then kind of says, all right, this is the way to do it. Like I made it at the easiest kind of progression that that I could. And I'm always improving it. I'm trying to improve it. A lot of cool stuff on there. Good community. So pentatonicway.com. That's your sponsor for this video. And, let me know if it works in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.